You know that feeling when you suddenly realize you don't feel the same way about someone anymore, and it seems to happen almost overnight? Like one day you cared deeply, and the next morning you woke up feeling different, distant, almost indifferent. We call it losing feelings out of nowhere, but here's what psychology tells us. It's never actually out of nowhere. Your brain does this on purpose, and understanding why might change how you see your own emotional patterns forever. Here's what's really happening. Your nervous system is constantly scanning your environment for safety. It's always asking, is this stable? Is this predictable? Can I trust this? And when it comes to relationships, your brain is doing the exact same thing in the background, even when you're not consciously aware of it. When something starts feeling inconsistent, unsafe, or unpredictable, your nervous system doesn't wait for your permission to act. It starts pulling back automatically to protect you. It's not being dramatic. It's not being cold. It's doing exactly what it was designed to do: keep you safe from harm. And here's the fascinating part. Your brain shuts down romantic attachment using the same biological mechanism it uses to shut down hunger when you're stressed. Have you ever noticed that when you're anxious or going through something difficult, food suddenly doesn't appeal to you? Your appetite just vanishes? That's your survival system redirecting energy away from non-essential functions. The same thing happens with emotional attachment. When your brain detects instability in a relationship, it begins redirecting emotional energy away from that connection. Not because the feeling isn't real, not because you're incapable of love, but because the environment doesn't feel stable enough to support vulnerability anymore. That sudden switch you feel, the one that seems to come out of nowhere and confuses even you, that's your brain finally reaching a threshold. It's been noticing things. The mixed signals, the silence that lasted a little too long, the emotional distance that kept growing, the words that didn't match the actions, the inconsistency in how they showed up for you. Even if you consciously tried to ignore these things, even if you made excuses or gave them the benefit of the doubt, your subconscious mind was paying attention. It was cataloging every instance, every pattern, every moment that felt off. Because here's the truth. Your mind pays attention to patterns long before your heart is willing to accept them. Your heart wants to believe. Your heart wants to trust. Your heart wants to hold on. But your mind is gathering data. It's tracking reliability. It's measuring consistency. And when the evidence becomes overwhelming, it makes an executive decision. When a connection starts feeling one-sided, confusing, or uncertain, your brain doesn't debate about it. It doesn't wait for absolute proof. It doesn't need a dramatic incident or a clear betrayal. The accumulation of small inconsistencies are enough. Maybe they were hot and cold, close one day, distant the next. Maybe their effort fluctuated wildly, intense attention followed by radio silence. Maybe you found yourself constantly wondering where you stood, always slightly anxious about the stability of what you had together. Those aren't small things. Those are fundamental signals about safety and reliability. And when your brain detects that pattern, it begins the detachment process, not as punishment, not as weakness, but as protection. It's choosing self-protection over the risk of deeper hurt. So when you lose feelings fast, faster than you think you should, faster than seems normal, it doesn't mean you're cold. It doesn't mean you're incapable of deep love or lasting commitment. It doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. It usually means something much different. Your intuition picked up on something your conscious emotions didn't want to acknowledge yet. Your gut knew before your heart was ready to admit it. The relationship wasn't giving you what you needed. The person wasn't showing up consistently. The foundation wasn't solid enough to build on. And so your brain made a choice, not to hurt you, but to spare you from greater pain down the road. Your brain isn't turning off affection carelessly. It's not being flighty or commitment phobic. It's responding to real data about real patterns in a real relationship that wasn't meeting your fundamental need for security and consistency. Sometimes losing feelings is the loudest way your mind can say, you deserved more consistency than this. You deserved someone who showed up reliably. You deserved clarity instead of confusion. You deserved effort that matched your own. You deserved a foundation stable enough to build something real on. And perhaps most importantly, You deserved to feel safe in your own relationship. So if this has happened to you, if you've experienced that sudden shift from caring deeply to feeling almost nothing, don't judge yourself for it. Don't call yourself cold or broken or incapable of love. Instead, recognize it for what it is: your beautiful, brilliant, protective mind doing exactly what it's supposed to do, keeping you safe, pulling you back from situations that can't support your emotional well-being, saving your heart for connections that are worthy of it. Your feelings didn't disappear out of nowhere. They disappeared because somewhere deep down you knew you deserved better than this. And that's not coldness. That's wisdom.